How much of a distraction is that for you, and how much will you miss him this evening?
As far as the ring is concerned, I'm not missing anybody, only except my two beautiful daughters, Beyonce and Kieran. They are the only people I'm missing right now. Everything is behind me. I'm concentrating on taking care of Abner Morris. Then after that, I can think of any other thing.
So you are completely in focus without any distraction?
Very, very focused.
Thank you very much. Best of luck tonight, Joseph.
Thank you.
Abner, you had to live through the postponement of this fight that was supposed to have taken place in April. How much did you change your preparation, if at all, for this fight now as opposed to back then?
I really didn't change my preparation. If anything, I just changed the environment as far as, training location. I trained in Mexico, Guadalajara for a while, and then I came back to another gym here in California. But other than that, I mean, the same plan goes for Joseph Agbeko. With the wars that you had been in with Perez and then Darchinian, might it have been a blessing, even though at the time you were devastated with the postponement? Yeah, I mean, it works, everything happens for a reason, and I think this happened for a reason, and, the fight got hyped a little bit more. I got to study him more, and I'm ready for my third war. Al Bernstein and Antonio Tarver believe that you're going to have to win rounds, that a knockout will be difficult for you. Do you agree to that, with that assessment? Yes, I mean, I'm concerned that the knockout comes by itself. I'm going to work Joseph, good as far as, body, and I'm going to work him, to the point where the knockout will come. The potential. Everybody has talked so long about your potential. Now, here's the evening to win a championship. What does this represent to you to now fulfill everybody's high hopes that they've had in you? It represents everything to me personally. I got this dream to accomplish, and we're away, and I can't wait to go in there and give a good show. Best of luck to you. We'll talk to you after the fight. Thank you so much.
No trash talk, no put downs. These fighters legitimately respect each other because both acknowledge that these two spots in the tournament final were earned the hard way. So straight ahead, the battle of the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament crown as we take a look at IBF champion Joseph Agbeko facing Abner Mares. And Abner Mares in his dressing room proved his class when he fought to a draw with then world champion Yanni Perez in 2010, and he proved his mettle by beating the brawling Vic Darchinian last December, split decision. He says that tonight is the night he realizes his dream of becoming a world champion. Just how tough is Joseph King Kong Agbeko? Well, consider that King Kong is not his nickname, it's his real name. It says so on his birth certificate. Agbeko's goal is singular, to become the best bantamweight in the world. A win over Abner Mares will go a long way to proving it.
This is a championship fight.
You're only allowed 8 feet.
Give me the commissioner. This is.
You can get him.
All right, please.
Yeah, let's go. Here we go.
What a way to kick things off. It's age versus youth as hard-hitting two-division champ Vic Darchinian will square off with emerging superstar Abner Mares. Here we go.
There's already a little gash on the forehead of Mares.
You gotta try to stop the bleeding.
It's not bothering my eye. Watch that belt line. Oh my! Big left, and that's a knockdown.
Oh, what a left hand by Darchinian. Abner Mares showing his battle. Darchinian down for the third time in his career, midway through round 7. A swing of momentum. Here's Abner Mares. Oh. This last round could determine the outcome of the fight. Here's Abner Mares letting his hands go. Not much left in Vic's tank. Mares wins it by split decision, advancing. Darchinian in shock.
We're now going to see who he's going to face in our upcoming fight with Agbeko and Perez.
We are ready to continue with our Showtime Bantamweight Tournament.
Go, Fox!
Oh, wow. Left-right combination upstairs by Joseph Agbeko. He's just playing with Perez right now. Perez has never lost, but it's Agbeko in control. He's in command as he has been throughout most of this fight.
Is there enough time for Yanni Perez to win this fight without scoring a knockout?
Joseph King Kong Agbeko is going to the finals. A compelling showdown is in the offing of the tournament championship. Joseph Agbeko facing undefeated Abner for the first time. They'll fight for the tournament title. So, what a night.
Gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and welcome to the joint here at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, for our big night of action coming away, featuring the finals of the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament, Winner Takes All. Tonight's action is brought to you by Don King Productions and Golden Boy Promotions, as sponsored by La Cerveza Más Fina Corona. With the bantamweight titles also at stake, this bout is sanctioned by the IBF, President Darrell Peoples, Supervisor William James, the WBC, President Jose Sulaiman, Supervisor Robert Lenhart, and the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Bill Brady, Commissioners Francisco Aguilar, Skip Avancino, TJ Day, and Pat Lundvall, with the Executive Director Keith Kaiser. Our physicians at ringside, Doctors David Watson, Al Capano, Michael Gunter, and Damon Savala, and our timekeepers at the bell also keeping count of the knockdowns tonight, James Cavan and Toby Murray. Introducing our three judges scoring this bout from ringside, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Adelaide Bird. Also from Las Vegas, CJ Ross. And from Dallas, Texas, Oren Schellenberger. And our third man of the ring, the referee in charge of the action, we have Russell Mora. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Silver and the IBF Bantamweight Championship of the World, and the finals of the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the Hard Rock Las Vegas, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gray trunks with black trim, fighting out of Hawaiian Gardens, California, by way of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Who weighed in at already 117.5 pounds, undefeated in his campaign with a record of 21 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2004 Mexican Olympian and the WBC silver title holder, currently ranked the IBF #5 contender, introducing the undefeated Abner. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing yellow trunks with red and green trim, fighting out of the Bronx in New York by way of Accra, He weighed in at the limit of 118 pounds with a record of 28 wins, 2 losses. He has 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2-time and current IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World, Joseph King Kong Agbeko. Once again, a referee in charge now to give instructions, Russell Mora.
Okay, trunks here are good. Anything below that line is a foul. Trunks here are good. Anything below that line is a foul. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room, so you know that I expect a clean fight. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. God bless, touch up.
So Abner comes into this fight with an opportunity to fulfill his potential and win his first world championship, but it will not be easy against the veteran who ironically, is the underdog. Joseph Agbeko, the champion, is a 2-to-1 underdog in this fight.
That's pretty amazing when you think about it, but it speaks to the fact that betting odds don't happen necessarily because someone is going to win. It's where the betting goes.
Round 1. 12 rounds, bantamweights, 118 pounds. Joseph Agbeko's IBF World Championship on the line, as well as the Showtime bantamweight tournament title as well for both these men.
They've both fought very tough schedules recently. 4 of the last 5 fighters that Agbeko's faced have been former or current world champions, and we know Mares comes in off 2 very, very tough and difficult fights against champions.
Mares telling us that he wants to work the body. He feels that Agbeko can be a little wide with his punches, and that may really give him some opportunity as he throws the left hook, then the left hook upstairs.
Yeah, the young Abner Mares is really starting his first round out fast, and he's looking good so far.
He told us that you can't let Joseph Agbeko think. You have to get off first, and to his credit, he's done exactly that.
Ooh, nice left hook by Agbeko, followed by a looping right hand landing by Mares. Mares in his last fight against Vic Darchinyan not only won a controversial split decision, but he showed that he has the ability to not only be a boxer, but a brawler as well.
You can tell already this fight is going to be really good. Both men doing very good work here in round 1 and not afraid to mix it up. Another low blow by Mares. You know, he had a point deducted against Darchinyan. He better watch it or it'll happen here again. Wow.
Mares, straight right hand landing, backs Agbeko up against the ropes. Mares working quickly. He also told us that he's got to be first. He can't let Agbeko think about things, and there's a low blow again.
That's the 3rd one in round 1.
But Antonio, he said he had to be first.
I mean, you know what? Obviously, that he has a game plan and he's executing it really well tonight. He's landed about 3 or 4 straight right hands.
In that fight against Vic Darchinyan, not only was Mares deducted a point for a low blow, he suffered a hairline cut, another left hook, right hand, looping right hand by Mares, putting together his punches, straight right hand.
Mares is looking very, very strong, and you know what? He's having a lot of success with his punches.
And that will be called a knockdown. A first-round knockdown for Abner Mares, and the champ faces adversity early on. 20 seconds ago.
The exact opposite of Mares' start against Darchinyan.
Yeah, Agbeko seems to be hurt right now. He's trying to gather his wits about him. But this young fighter is putting an enormous amount of pressure on this veteran.
Agbeko is hurt. Mares steps back. Nice right hand. And that's the end of the first round. Abner Mares setting the tone early here in Vegas.
Okay. Don't keep moving back. You know, stick to your jabs. Okay? Stick to your jabs. You don't wait for it. Well, it was a potpourri of things in round 1. There's the left hook landing by Mares, and he landed a number of those. Then here was one of 3 different low blows. That one was more marginal. There were even worse ones in round 1. And then the knockdown. I don't think that's a knockdown. I think that's a slip. A left hook landed at the end, but it still counts as a knockdown. Makes it a 10-8 round for Mares.
Round 2 scheduled for 12 for the IBF World Championship as well as the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament title. The champion, Joseph Agbeko from Ghana, fighting out of the Bronx, is in gold. The challenger, Abner Mares from Mexico as well as California, fighting in the gray trunks.
Hey, Gus, I want to point out that even in the first round, it didn't look like Joseph Agbeko came out sharp. It seemed like he was reaching with a lot of his punches, but we know he's capable of making the necessary adjustments. Let's see, can he do it on the fly?
Left hook blocked, though, by Agbeko. Oh, man, another low blow by Mares.
He's playing with fire. Joseph Agbeko's relying on his left hook to win in this fight. Antonio, he's not a left hook artist. He's got to land right hands.
And he's throwing it from way outside. He's swinging with it, and it just looks very slow. And he looks lethargic tonight.
We told you that Agbeko has issues outside of the ring, some management issues. He said that it wouldn't be a problem for him.
Man, Abner Mares has landed at least 5 low blows. There's another one. Russell Moore is going to have to take a point away pretty soon.
And Antonio, that takes a lot out of a fighter's take.
Oh yeah, I mean, but you know he has to be careful. He can't afford to be getting points taken away after he's had such a dominant first round.
Had a point taken away in his last fight against Vic Darchinyan for a low blow. Ended up coming back and winning a split decision.
You know, the Agbeko jab has been very good in this fight. He hasn't been able to land the right hand behind it, though.
And Antonio, it looks like Agbeko has changed his style. It looks like he's trying to use a Floyd Mayweather type style by keeping that left hand all the way down on his waist.
Well, I don't know if that's conditioning or what. Like we mentioned, he was 0.2 ounces over. We don't know if he hurt himself making weight or was it a struggle to even make the weight limit.
And Mars is doing the body work he said he wanted to do. Oh, and there's the right hand finally by Agbeko.
Agbeko trying to back up Mares with the jab. Very stiff jab by Joseph Agbeko. Now he's hooking off the jab.
He's had a better second round, but then what could be worse than the first round he had?
33 seconds remaining in the second, scheduled for 12 for the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament title as well as Agbeko's IBF World Championship. Fast pace to start this fight.
And in the last minute and a half, Joseph Agbeko has got his feet under him a little better in this fight. Let's see if that continues.
And that's the end of the second round. And we will go into the corner of Abner Mares, our interpreter, Felix De Jesus.
Let me get some water. Okay, listen up. Just keep working your left hand. Don't put too much pressure. Not yet. Don't put enough pressure today. Because when you're putting pressure, you're opening up a little bit. There's another thing. And when he's on the side, just keep hitting him. His arms will go down. So when he does that left, when he goes towards left, just keep hitting him.
We will return to round 1 where a knockdown was called. And as we look back on it, you notice the right leg of Joseph Agbeko, and it appears to slip. He was hit with a body punch, but clearly he was slipping with the right foot when he was hit with the hook.
He was slipping, but the punch landed and both gloves touched. So it is an official knockdown.
Round 3 scheduled for 12 of the IBF World Championship and the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament Championship. Joseph Agbeko, the IBF World Champion in gold, the challenger and contender, and some feel superstar in the making. Abner Mares is in the gray trunks.
You know, we talked about how hard it might be to knock out Joseph Agbeko. Mares is off to a great start, but Agbeko's only been down twice in his career. Once against Perez, that was because of a headbutt, and once because he was pushed down by Vic Darchinyan, though it was called a knockdown. And in that first round, Mares landed some really big punches, but Agbeko wasn't close to going down. Oh, another low blow.
That left hook continues to fall well below the belt line for Abner Mares. A gas guzzler, to say the least.
That's another low blow in the back. And he keeps warning Joseph Agbeko for pulling his head down.
Yeah, you know, that, which is interesting, and that's not really, that could cause low blows, but I don't think it is in this case. You know, Agbeko,
nice left hook by Mares.
They traded left hooks, Gus, and that's a key point. Agbeko can't win this fight trading left hooks with Mares.
You know what he can't continue to do is raise straight up in close quarters with this young lion. He has to keep his chin down. He don't look sharp tonight, Al.
No, it's just not like he was against Perez, but of course it's early in the fight, and it's, you know, he did well in round 2, so but round 3 has been more difficult for Agbeko.
King Kong Agbeko, 31 years old. He says he wants to fight for maybe 5 or 6 more years. prize for all these bantamweights is Nonito Donaire.
Yeah. I mean, with him, you get credibility, and what we all want is to get paid, guys.
However, Donaire has been silent for quite some time now.
Yeah, he's been off. And of course, this tournament in and of itself is an event that, you know, is helping this division to get really big in addition to the fighters. You know, the left hook of Mares has been very good. Even though a lot of times it's low, it's landing very well to both the body and the head.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of really good work in there, Al. And like I said, I'm really paying close attention to Joseph Agbeko. Even with that jab, it just doesn't seem sharp. He doesn't seem razor sharp tonight.
That left hook to the solar plexus. Very effective now. He loops the right hand, connecting. Abner Mares, well schooled, trying to make Agbeko drop his hands, and now you see the hands are starting to drop with all the body work that Mares is putting in. The champion looking a little flat, breathing out of his mouth, and we're still in the early rounds. And the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix continues with the semifinals Saturday, September 10th at 10:30 p.m. Josh Barnett fights Sergey Kharitonov, and Antonio Bigfoot Silva battles Daniel Cormier.
And I can't wait to see Jacare against Luke Rockhold. I did one of the MMA fights in which Luke Rockhold was on. He is a submission expert. I'll tell you, he's fun to watch. And we go inside the ropes to look at one thing and the only thing that's bedeviling Mares. There was another left hook down below. Then we go to round two. Again, two of them. Good double left hook below the belt, Antonio, and another.
And you know what? It's the referee's responsibility to control this type of, illegal fouls.
And there's a couple more examples. There have been a lot of those.
Joseph Agbeko, Abner Mares. Round four.
We talked before about how they had to reboot their training camps and redo them, basically. Boxing's history is littered with older fighters who had to do that and didn't perform as well when that happened. Maybe that's the case with Agbeko, I don't know, but we're still early.
And as we mentioned at the top of our broadcast, Antonio, Al, we were both in the meeting. We were all in the meeting, rather, with Agbeko yesterday. As we left, something didn't feel right when it came to his personality. He's usually a very bubbly, enthusiastic man at our fighter meetings.
Well, you know, that's the day before the weigh-in, you know, and maybe it's a possibility that he struggled to make weight. We don't know if he gained weight with the cancellation of the fight. So all that remains to be seen. But tonight it just doesn't look razor sharp.
Let's take a look at the power punches.
And that demonstrates what we're talking about. Mares with almost a 2-to-1 edge in the power punches landed. Many of those are terrific body punches because he's throwing a lot of legal punches as well to the body.
Another digging left hook by Abner Mares.
Mares' commitment to body work, which he told us he was going to do, is exceptional in this first part of the fight.
Body work or low blows?
Yeah, well, both. Yeah, exactly. Well, he's overcommitted to the body work. In front. What the other part about this, I think, is that Mares is not off balance a lot. He's being, you know, in his last fight against Darchinyan, he had after he was behind.
Beautiful right hand by Agbeko. Wow. And that backs up Mares. Mares is hurt.
Finally, the right.
That was a devastating shot, Gus. And you know what? The kid took it. We didn't know what his chin was made of, but right now we're seeing that he can take a punch.
Now, another one? Can Agbeko follow up?
Agbeko taking his time. Mares not answering, trying to clear his head. Now a left hook by Mares. Agbeko. Mares may have cleared his head.
Yeah, I don't understand. When you hurt a fighter, you're supposed to go at him, especially when you could possibly be down 3 rounds.
Yeah, Agbeko did not press the action. Another low blow by Mares.
Mares knocked down by Vic Darchinyan in his last fight. He came back and scored a knockdown of the Raging Bull as well later in the bout. 5 seconds to go. Solid round for Joseph Agbeko.
We're good. We're winning the rounds. You gotta close the rounds very strong.
Now, for all we're talking about Joseph Agbeko,
don't let him walk, and don't let him throw the jab. If he throws the jab, you throw it earlier.
Joseph Agbeko, for all the issues he's had, still very close in this fight, and that right hand punctuated the point that he is very dangerous. Antonio, you made the point, though, and we'll see the right hand again. Agbeko didn't follow up on it as much as he might.
Oh, that was a picture-perfect overhand right, and he came back to that punch later in the round. Maybe he's found something.
So Agbeko showing us the right that we knew was a better ticket for him than the left hook, and Mara showing us the chin.
And Antonio, you are not happy with the work of referee Russell Mora.
I am not, because, you know, he is the chief man in charge in that ring. He should be seeing these low blows, if not nothing else, a warning or two.
The 5th round scheduled for 12 for the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament Championship and the IBF World Championship, held by Joseph Agbeko in gold, taking on the contender Abner Mares. In gray, we have had one knockdown in this fight so far in the first round. Mares knocking down Agbeko. As you take a look at press row scoring.
Our distinguished panel, Andreas Hales from Fight News, Kevin Ioli, Yahoo Sports, Lance Pugmire, LA Times, all exactly the same. I have a 38-36, but certainly you can make a strong case for that.
Double left hooks landing for both fighters. Left hook landing by Mares. Now Agbeko starting to get a little wide. Rocks back. Joseph Agbeko.
We talked about straight punches being the ticket for Agbeko. He has been wide with a lot of the hooks and all the rest. When he's been effective, it's the jab and a straight right hand.
Not only has he been wide, he's been a little off balance. He really doesn't seem like he's totally clicking tonight.
And that was, even when Joseph Agbeko was winning his title and defending it, the off-balance thing was an issue for him. That's reared its ugly head again tonight.
For the first 4 rounds, Mares came forward. Now he looks like he's starting to go backwards. Looping right hand, connecting, followed by a stiff jab by Mares. Agbeko comes back with a right hand of his own.
This is a more focused Joseph Agbeko, though. He understands the fix he's in. And I think it's going to make these rounds coming up pretty scintillating and pretty interesting.
Another right hand by Mares.
That wild shot right there. He brought his right foot up. You know, like I said all night, I don't think he's sharp tonight. He's going to have to, that low blow is almost to the knee.
That's the 5th warning. You got to take a point away at some point. I'm loath to criticize referees. I hate to do it, but in this instance, you just have to take a point away.
Coming to the close of the 5th round, Agbeko Mares, Bantamweight Tournament title here on Showtime.
Yeah, keep using your jabs. Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, you're waiting for too long. Yeah, when the jab, you kind of, lean down. So keep using your left jab and then use your right.
And you keep using that jab.
Keep.
Great advice by Adami Addy in the corner, the jab to straight right hand. But here's where Mares again goes low. You know, that's one of at least 10 or 12, and you see Russell Mora telling him to keep him up, but it's a little late at this point to tell him to keep it up. You better take a point away, or he won't keep him up.
This is the Bantamweight Tournament Championship on Showtime, as well as the IBF World Championship. The champion is Joseph Agbeko from Accra, Ghana, fighting out of the Bronx, New York, taking on the contender Abner Mares in gray.
Now, Abner Mares is managed by Frank Espinoza, who is one of the legendary managers in the sport. Had Israel Vasquez among many other champions. He thinks this young man is a potential superstar. And there is an electricity about Mares. There's no question about that. And tonight he's showing elements of that.
Ooh, nice right. Counter-punching right hand by Mares. Another looping right hand by Mares. Heavy punching.
Whenever Agbeko throws a lazy jab, Mares is there with the counter right. This is technically a much more proficient performance than Mares had against even Darchinian, though of course he won that fight.
Yeah, it definitely looks tonight that he's gotten better. But I don't know if that's because the lackluster performance on Agbeko's part, or is this just a good, great young fighter that we're watching
emerge. Let's take a look at total punches.
You see a lot more thrown and considerably more landed. Now, the reason Joseph Agbeko's that close in the number of punches is that educated left jab, but more of the power punch is clearly coming from Mares. You know, Mares in his last two fights has had to come back with a strong finish to win fights. There was a clash of heads. Tonight, he's in a much different situation. He got off to a tremendous start.
And that's what he told us in our fighter meeting. He wanted to be first. He knows that he has gotten off to those slow starts, and he couldn't afford to start slowly against the champion.
Over there. Come here. From the head. You see,
he's calling a cut. Mares have a bad cut on his left
Clash of heads, and there's that cut. Now remember, if this fight were stopped at any point now because of that cut, they would go to the scorecards.
Expect Agbeko to go right after the cut. 40 seconds ago in the sixth.
It's a conundrum, though, Gus, because maybe he doesn't want this fight stopped right now because of that cut, because it could, end in a decision loss for him.
And it's in a bad spot, not like the one he received when he got cut with Victor Darchinian. This is right on the eye.
Yeah, it's a good point, Antonio.
The cut against Darchinian was on the hairline.
Get your head up. Get him up. Get him up. Don't pull his head down. Wait, stop. Don't pull his head down.
Well, that's low blow number 28 in this fight for Abner Mares. Lots of excitement, though.
He's cut, but it's little cut. Don't worry about it. It's just a small little cut. Let's work. We're working on it. And you got to be careful also with the low blows. Okay, they're going to take a point away. Okay.
Here's where the clash of heads came between these two fighters, and we said both have suffered them in fights. Mares coming in, and there's Agbeko trying to come with the right hand, and both men clash heads. There you see it. I don't think that was intentional in any way, but the worst of it for Mares because it happened right on his left eye.
You know, Alan, Gus, I'm going to make a point. He's been getting hit with these low blows since round one. It could be a possibility that this is why he's so, got the starch out of him now. Because when you get hit low, it takes something from you. Your legs is the first to go.
Yeah, even though he wasn't sharp right from the get-go, the fact is he had his moments in this fight, and those things can have an impact. You're right. That's why we have rules in the sport, huh? Press row scoring, and you see that everyone's pretty much on board here with almost virtually the same scoring, with Mares having an edge. Agbeko's getting his left hook in a bit, but again, that's not his #1 weapon. He's got to get back to the right hand, which of course a couple of rounds ago hurt Mares badly.
And you know, out of 28 wins, he has 22 knockouts. So this guy has the capability of ending it with one shot.
Absolutely, and since we've seen him already hurt Mares with the right hand, it's not at all out of the question. He's digging a hole for himself now, but there's still rounds left, and a couple knockdowns could change the complexion of this fight.
You know, there's two things you look for when you say a fighter is on his game. It's distance and it's timing. And it seems like Joseph Agbeko is struggling with both of those things tonight.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And surprising because he was so perfect in his last fight against Perez. But again, fight postponed, had to do 2 training camps, reboot after the injury. Lot to ask.
And not only did he have to do 2 training camps, but yesterday he had to lose weight. Initially weighed in at 118.2 left, lost the weight, came back, weighed in at a even 118.
And he's the one that suffered the injury. Oh. Now Russell Moore's not even bothering to look anymore. I mean, I hate to do this. I hate criticizing officials. That was a left hand right in the worst spot. How do you not take a point away at that point?
Joseph Agbeko has been hit low.
He's still Agbeko to get his head up.
Countless times in this fight, dating back to the opening round.
And this takes nothing away from Mares' performance. He's very good. He's warning Agbeko for everything except being a part of Watergate.
2 fighters exchanging at the end of the round as Joseph Agbeko slowly walks back to the corner and sits down.
Repeat. It's getting tight. He's getting tight. We're waiting for him. We don't wait for him.
Okay.
He's getting tight.
Now we got to do something.
You see the head movement by Agbeko, the jab misses, and then he comes with a right hand. That's one of his better moments, obviously.
And he's landed a couple solid right hands in this particular round. I don't know if it was enough to win it.
And let's take a look at this one, Antonio. just a touch low, and that one comes on the belt line, but you know, that was one of a number.
I tell you what, sitting down is not the problem. It's getting up when you're getting hit low.
I'm so sorry to be a broken record on this. I don't like doing it, but come on.
This is the 8th round scheduled for 12 for the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament Championship, as well as the IBF World Championship. Joseph Agbeko, the champion, in gold. Abner Mares looking for his first world title. 25 years old in gray and black.
And if Mares was to win tonight, he'd be the first fighter for the Golden Boy Promotions Group to win a world title that they took from an 0-0 fighter. And he said that means a lot to him because he said they're like my family and I want to reward them for what the confidence that they've shown in me.
Mares, a Mexican Olympian, grew up in Hawaiian Gardens, California.
And in the fighters meeting, we asked him, had he heard from Oscar De La Hoya lately? He said no, but I'll tell you, if he pulls this victory off, he'll be here in the locker room from Oscar De La Hoya.
And let's take a look at the power punches.
Yeah, a very big edge from Mares. The body punches, a lot of the hooks to the head, and some straight right hands. And there again, he looks to go low and gets a warning from Russell Moore. Well, we're in round 8. Why not?
Get your punches up.
Beautiful combination by Mares. The jab and a straight right hand.
Nice right hand by Agbeko.
And if Agbeko going to change this fight around, it's going to be with that overhand right that he's had some success with tonight.
Well, it's the punch we thought coming in would be important for him, and he just, you know, it's only been there sporadically.
Only one knockdown in this fight. Round one with Mares knocking down Agbeko. Agbeko slipping and being punched simultaneously. Very similar to what happened to Vic Darchinyan when he fought Mares. Kind of a flash knockdown.
That's a good point, Gus. Well, Mares is 2-0-1 in 12-round fights, and Agbeko is 5-2. And both men won recent fights by having a very strong finish. But in this case, it's going to take a strong finish for Agbeko to possibly win this fight.
Step back, step back.
Mares rolling the Agbeko left hook. Agbeko now leaning over. Mares told us if he can catch Agbeko leaning over, the uppercuts will be very effective if he can time it.
I'll tell you what, from a fighter's perspective, it's nothing worse than going through a training camp and you get in a fight and nothing seems to work. I had that happen to me against Bernard Hopkins, and it's frustrating, and a lot of negative thoughts seem to enter your mind.
Inside the NFL will begin its fourth season here on Showtime with the season premiere Wednesday, September 7th at 9 p.m.
Well, there is an NFL season, and we're all excited about that. And inside the NFL, an award-winning show that we're all happy to see back again. Well, Antonio talked about the right hand of Agbeko, and we've been talking about it. When he can get that punch in, it's very effective. That one over a lazy jab of Mares. And then later on in the round, it would be repeated. That right hand getting in there by Agbeko. And in all case, lead right hands, but still, he didn't need the jab to get him in.
Keep using the upper. And everything's fine. We just put a little Vaseline on it.
Watch your heads, guys. Watch your heads. Watch your heads.
A lot of grease on that eye. We start the 9th round scheduled for 12. Body work has been very important for both these fighters, especially Abner Mares. The left hook to the body. He's gone south of the belt line countless times. A point has not been taken away. And I'm sure that this is an issue that will be debated and talked about after this fight, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, for two reasons. The one Antonio made, that it could be debilitating to Agbeko, and because it would change the scoring. And here we go again. Well, now he warned Agbeko for pulling down on Abner Mares' head.
Maybe he told both fighters before in the fighters meeting that the belt line was legal.
I don't know. And, you know, Agbeko has not gone to the body almost at all. Now he gets a warning from Russell Moore for the clash of heads, as if he's initiating it. I'm just going to tell you, you know, and I'm not trying to lean on Russell Moore. I'm not trying to be unfair in my criticism, but when you warn one fighter about a couple things all through the fight, and you don't take a point away from a guy for landing 20 low blows, it doesn't look good. And I'm not a guy that criticizes referees very often. There's a body punch from Agbeko. You know, he's gone downstairs so little, he could have tired Mares out, and Mares was susceptible against Perez to body punches.
That overhand right again landed right on the kisser. And in the fighters meeting, he said that he would definitely go to the body tonight. It's something that he hasn't done consistently.
Yep.
40 seconds ago in the 9th round. Agbeko very aggressive in this round.
Mares' defense has been better in this fight for the most part, and that's part of the reason why he's winning.
The jab has been really effective for Joseph Agbeko in this round, more so than the rounds before.
I agree.
Nice left hook at the end of the round, though, by Mares.
And Joseph Agbeko has no business throwing wide left hooks like that, none at all.
You don't use much of your strength. You know, just keep boxing him. Okay? Just keep boxing. You're boxing. You go. Yeah, you go in with a lot of pressure. And keep it.
The one thing that Joseph Agbeko's been able to do in this fight from time to time, there he's going to the body, which he hasn't done much of. And that's where the head, he pushed down a little bit on the head, but also got hit low, and he's trying to claim he was hit low, and Russell Mora gives him the warning for holding. And there's the head that got in there a little bit to the chin of Mares, and he would get a warning for using the head from Russell Mora.
Abner Mares, Joseph Agbeko fighting for the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament Championship, as well as the IBF World Championship held by Agbeko in gold, Mares in gray. And we've talked about low blows. Well, I'm sure Vic Darchinyan, if he's watching this fight from his home in Australia, he can tell you something about Mares and low blows. As a matter of fact, he was so frustrated by the amount of low blows thrown by Mares in their fight that he created a video, sent it around, sending one to our Jimmy Lennon Jr.
There you go. It's the age of the social media. Look at a double jab by Agbeko. As Antonio pointed out, it's been an effective weapon, but not enough to win him rounds necessarily. Oh, big right.
Mares keeps coming forward. Nice body shot with the right hand by Agbeko. As we take a look at the total punches, over 1,000.
Break! Step back. And bantamweight's, of course, traditionally a bit more active. And, you know, in this round, Joseph Agbeko has landed some good power punches. Could he be turning things around a bit?
That uppercut right now is very effective. He landed 2 inside with the right hook.
Now in the back of the head.
Again, the uppercut inside, Al.
Starting to use a more varied attack. And is Mares tired? He's holding a little bit. We'll see.
Agbeko, hands down, breathing out of his mouth. Nice jab by Agbeko.
That's it.
Looping right hand.
I'm sorry, Gus. He has to counter that right hand because it looks like Abner Mares is throwing it a little lazy right now.
In a fight like this, nice jab again. You look for subtle shifts. And in round 10 here, this is the first round that Joseph Agbeko is really controlled in this fight. And the wide punches of Mares indicates perhaps he's getting a bit fatigued.
Remember, Mares usually starts slowly but finishes strong. Tonight, he started quickly. Let's see how he finishes.
And these are the championship rounds.
Now they're, oh my goodness.
If he doesn't take a point away at this point.
You good? Okay. Don't pull his head down. Don't tell me again. Don't tell me again. Let's go.
I gotta be honest. That's unbelievable.
You know, really, I'm not geared to, I'm not built this way to do this to referees. This is outrageous. It's an outrage.
It is, because this seems like this guy has refused to warn and
take a point away. He keeps telling them, don't do it anymore. We're in round 10, man. Good God.
Get your head out.
I haven't criticized a referee this much in a fight, I'm going to say, in 30 years of doing this. Oh. in the shuffle, that was Agbeko's best round in a long time.
Good. They're very good in this round. That's the way I want you to continue.
Well, a cavalcade of low punches, and then we go back into the round. That one, obvious, and that's where Agbeko was hurt. I mean, keep those punches up. By golly, Russell, if you keep telling him, I'm sure he's going to do it in round 13. And again, there's one that, that's,
Now, like I mentioned earlier, those punches has to be taking a toll on Joseph Agbeko all night long. I mean, it just seemed like it's totally unfair.
And you can say that Agbeko's been a little off, which he has, but that's helped the problem.
And I can tell you, my trainer, Jimmy Williams, or either Buddy McGirt would have been in there on that referee by repeatedly not doing what he's supposed to do tonight.
You should be making a scene right now. And I'll tell you what else. Gil Clancy, the great Gil Clancy said, you hit my guy low and tell my guy go out. Good, hit him low a couple times. And Joseph Agbeko's not going down there. If I'm Joseph Agbeko, I'm going very low. And I think Abner Myers is a great young man, a terrific young fighter, but he has fouled tonight.
All right, the 11th round scheduled for 12 for the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament title, as well as the IBF World Championship. It's been a controversial fight here at the Hard Rock in Las Vegas. Joseph Agbeko, the IBF World Champion, has been hit low repeatedly, just like that shot by Abner Mares, who's considered a major contender.
And this has been, there's a beautiful hook by Mares. Maybe his best power punch in the last couple rounds. Agbeko's been coming back in these last few rounds and performing much better and maybe making this a closer fight.
He's showing the heart of a champion right now.
Take a look at press row scoring.
An indication of what we talked about now. Mares only with a 1-point lead. This is unofficial scoring, of course, on 2 of the cards, and a 3-point edge in Lance Pugmire.
Mares getting tired. Agbeko circling, using his jab.
And imagine if there's been a point deducted.
Left hook. Oh, beautiful uppercut by Joseph Agbeko, who backs up the champion.
This fight is heating up, and now Agbeko looks like he's throwing jabs and straight right hands just like he should have throughout this fight.
1:14 to go in the 11th. Left hook to the body, landing clean for Mares.
And he's landed a lot of clean body shots as well, but a lot of them below the border. Oh, again. Oh, my goodness. Down.
Oh, my
goodness. Well, we got to look at it again, but it sure looked low from where we were sitting.
That was a low blow, and this referee has failed in this fight, totally.
Agbeko has to be ready. Mares coming right at him. We'll show you the replay between rounds. 38 seconds to go in the 11th.
Could have been legal, but it sure didn't look like it. And it takes away a round in which Agbeko was doing very well. So if it's not the right call, it's going to hurt Agbeko even more.
Seconds.
It's very tough to beat a fighter in the fight, and you have to beat the referee as well.
Wow.
Now there is the fire from the corner of Agbeko. He's telling... Well, we're going to look at it. Russell Moore had a good look at this. He's in position. He's in perfect position.
Low blow.
That's so low. He's in perfect position.
Perfect position.
You can't miss that.
This referee has stolen a good fight from us because he's not doing the job that he's paid to do.
That's the best point of the night, Antonio. He's not only... Oh, my goodness. How could you not see that?
He hit it right in the cup.
He's right there. This is the most disgraceful performance by a referee I have seen in the last 15 years. You hate to make it the focal point of a fight that has been interesting.
The 12th and final round for the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament Championship and the IBF World Title. The champion, Joseph Agbeko, has been hit low repeatedly. But the referee refusing to take a point. And Russell Mora. Meanwhile, the challenger, Abner, considered a rising star, fighting for a title for the second time, said that he would go to the body early and often. He has, but many of the shots have been illegal blows.
And Gus, two judges on press row had at one point. With that knockdown, and with this last championship round, it really takes Agbeko, not saying it's official, it takes him out of the fight.
If, in fact, that scoring's what's being done, And, it takes something away from Abner Mares. He might be throwing those low blows, but if you take a point away and make it a fair playing field, you don't take away the fact that Mares has performed well in much of this fight. You make it a fair playing field then.
And if you take 1 or 2 points away from Mares, he's not winning this fight right now.
He might not be, because Agbeko's done well in the last 5 rounds.
But look at the adjustment by Mares now. He knows he's winning the fight. Not taking any chances, circling. Now Mares gets him on the ropes. Shoe shine, and he gets out. A minute and 25 seconds remaining in the 12th and final round for the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament title and the IBF World Championship.
Mares is doing the smart thing. If I was him, I'd box too. With the knockdowns and the fact that he put early rounds in the bank, he could probably afford to box in this last round, thinking he may have this decision. I don't know if he does, but
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I'm not saying that Abner Mares is hitting low on purpose or he's doing it to try to take an advantage or whatever, but it's the responsibility of the referee to control everything that goes on in that circle, square circle.
And Abner Mares is a very good young fighter who has fought well most of this fight, but he broke the rules repeatedly, and you have to penalize him.
And not only has he broken the rules repeatedly in this fight, some may feel that he did the same thing in his last fight against Vic Darchinyan.
When he throws that left hook, it goes low. Whether maybe it's just the movement, maybe it's the way he throws it, whatever it is. And what's made this more despicable is the constant warnings to Agbeko for Mora. But in any case, it's going to go to a decision.
And if Abner Mares wins this fight, it will be a tainted win.
Well, along with all the controversy, there was plenty of action. So we had a lot of action in this fight.
Well, he's hearing it from Agbeko's corner right now, and I don't know how he's feeling right now. The referee is on the hot seat.
Russell Mora, the referee in this fight, refused to deduct a point based on countless low blows thrown by Abner Mares. And many of those low blows thrown weren't on the belt line, or slightly below the belt line. Some of them hit Agbeko directly in his cup.
And they were hard punches. And it's taking away, as we hear them go at it in the corner.
Yeah, the corner of Agbeko right now is really, and Agbeko himself is trying to get at the referee right now.
And we will attempt to talk to the referee, Russell Mora. Jim Gray in the ring. We will get the decision before we do anything else. Let's take a look at the numbers first. Agbeko, Mares. Here are the punch stats.
Well, obviously Abner Mares landing more punches, and he did that throughout most of the fight. He landed more power punches. Agbeko did have the edge in jabs. We talked about that, which speaks to the point that Abner Mares did very good work in this fight for a lot of the fight. And he's reveling in what he thinks will be a victory. So this young man performed well. There's no way to take that away from him. But clearly, because of the actions of Russell Mora, and because he did throw those low blows, this victory will not be maybe the joyous one that he wanted in terms of reaction. if he gets it, and we don't know if he's going to get it. Well, was there any drama in this fight? Oh, I think so. So let's take a look back and see. This was like a soap opera. First in round 4, we saw what turned out to be a knockdown. Well, there's the right hand, that's a right hand that hurt Abner Mares. And this was the punch that we thought might change things a bit. Then we had the clash of heads that created the cut for Abner Mares. But that cut was very well controlled by Miguel Diaz, who did the cuts in the corner. And then here's a knockdown of Agbeko that was obviously a low blow. Everybody in the arena could see it. Well, almost everybody. Russell Mora called it a knockdown. Wow. And, you know, there's just not much of an excuse for blowing a call when you're right in position to make the call.
And I understand how Joseph Agbeko can feel as if an injustice has been done to him tonight, because those low blows were repeatedly, and he didn't get not one warning.
Well, he got some warnings, but he never got a point deducted, and that's the point. You know, you got to deduct.
Let's go inside the ring for the decision. Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We had a majority decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, C.J. Roths, scores about 113 to 113, even a draw. Judges Adelaide Bird and Oren Schellenberger both scored about 115 to 111 in favor of the winner. Now the Showtime Bantamweight Tournament champion and the new IBF Bantamweight champion of the world, Abner
And right now, our Jim Gray is with...
I'll get him to you.
All right, thank you very much, Gus. Russell Mora, you just raised the arm of Abner Mares. The question is, would he have won without your help this evening?
I don't help the fighters. I enforce the rules. First and foremost, I have to enforce the rules. Those punches were on the belt line. It's a fair punch. I have to call it fair. It would be unfair to give the other guy advantage just because he says it's low. I saw the punch. It's on the belt line. I got to call that a fair punch.
Well, Russell, let's give you a chance to look at it again, because I would dispute it. Al Bernstein, and I'm sure our audience were. Tell us right now if you feel this is below the belt. Clearly way below. Your thought?
It has a different viewpoint from looking at it here in slow motion. From when I saw it live, I saw that it was a fair punch on the belt line. That was my call.
But now that you see it on a replay, do you feel as though you've made a mistake?
I would like to take my time and see that.
Well, we can do it again. Let's take our time and let's ask the guys in the truck. Ray Smaltz, our producer.
And ask him that question and sit down and talk about it. The punch that I saw live was a fair punch, parried off his glove. That's a fair punch.
With all due respect, you have a very difficult job, and I have a high respect for referees, and so does Al Bernstein. This, quite possibly, he said, has been one of the worst officiated fights he's seen in years. How would you rate your performance?
I think it's a shame for anybody to say that.
But isn't it also a shame for the fans to see 9, 10, 12, 15 low blows and the guy's getting a warning, and you're warning Agbeko throughout the night, and you barely said anything to Mares?
If it was a low blow, you would be 100% correct, but those are not low blows. They're on the belt line.
Well, you're way off. You're way off, Russell.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Let's now give it over here. We have Abner Mares joining us. Abner, there's going to be controversy.